Alright guys, welcome to Portugal. Race 19 of 23 this season. George Russell on the back of back-to-back victories, and practice has gone very well. I can't remember where we finished, but our setups are blooming good, to be fair, and I'm really looking forward to this weekend in the hope that maybe, just maybe, we will be able to perform yet another miracle with either George Russell or Callum Ilott. There is at the moment no rain predicted for this session, so we've got nothing to worry about on that front. So let's get right into it and let's start pushing for these cars to be up near the front of the grid. Ilott will be going out first, and I do have a bit of hope that he's going to perform quite well this weekend. I feel like he wants to bounce back, and I'm sure he will. That's the disappointment. The one-stop, very powerful around America. We found that in the first season, and it was very powerful this season also. And I've over messed it up. Oh no, I've got it back. And there we go. And now we will send out Russell as well. Concentrating to try and get that needle in the green, which it is, and Ilott is 5/10 off Hamilton on his lap. What can George conjure up? Ilott's currently behind a few of the more mid-range cars, whereas Russell is only 400ths off. He's a tenth and a half down after sector 2. What will he be after sector 3? George 2/10 down, that puts him 4th. Faster than Perez though, that's the important bit there. He's faster than Perez, and it's Ilott struggling for time. It certainly feels like the group are clustering up in terms of pace when it comes to the cars, because Ilott is only 5/10 down. Usually back in the day that would get you up here, but he's 12th and only being 5/10 down. That's not far. That's really not that far. So we'll speed up a little bit. Wait for maybe the track grip to get a little bit grippier. And Ilott will go out soon. It's a 1 minute lap essentially, so we'll send him out around 3-minute marker. In fact, with Russell being higher up, I'm tempted to send Russell first and follow him up with Ilott, who will then have the grippier track. And that is what I'm actually going to do. In a bid to get him higher up, we're going to send Russell out first, switch them over, and then Ilott will hopefully have a grippier track and be able to set an half decent time. I'm not expecting him to do a Russell. George Russell's very hard to match. Russell's a very quick driver, and he's got a perfect. And now we will send out Callum Ilott. Just a little bit, not going to be by much, but just a little more grip, a little bit more heat on the track. Russell isn't improving currently. We need to slow him down. I was speeding up then, I need to slow him down. And there we go, Ilott now. What can he produce? I think Russell did actually go a little quicker in the end, that. He's well off the pace now. So what can Ilott do? He's green in sector 1. He's green in sector 1. He's 4/10 down after sector 2. As he comes round now, 8/10 down, that puts him 7th. That's a much better lap from Callum Ilott, much better lap. And Russell qualifies in 5th ahead of Checo. Verstappen on pole position, brilliant qualifying from him. Ricciardo does really well, gets his car into 4th. Absolutely sensational. And now we have to prepare ourselves for race day. Is there any rain planned? If there is, there's a chance here. There's a chance. We all know tumultuous weather does play in, but it doesn't look like there is any rain planned for this Grand Prix. So before we choose knowledge, how many laps are there? There are 41 laps around this Portuguese track. And in terms of tyres, these will last 11, 9 to 11, 13 to 15, 18 to 20. So essentially, I think you're going to go soft, hard, super soft, hard, super soft, or soft, hard, medium, soft. Oh, this right. So that I'm getting confused. Super soft, medium, soft. I think is our route to victory. Possibly super soft, medium, super soft, depending how tyre degradation works. So they will both be starting on the super soft tyre, and therefore we will put them both with super soft knowledge and race trim. Right. Yep, we'll just start on neutral. Let's get ready. So, the grid for the Portuguese Grand Prix is Max Verstappen on pole, Valtteri Bottas alongside him, Lewis Hamilton third, Daniel Ricciardo fourth, George Russell starts fifth and Sergio Perez sixth. Callum Ilott with a cracking qualifying for him in seventh alongside Scott McLaughlin in eighth. Sebastian Vettel starts ninth and Charles Leclerc starts 10th. Fernando Alonso is 11th alongside Nico Hulkenberg in 12th. The 7th row has Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly, the AlphaTauri teammates, alongside each other. Lando Norris is in 15th with Guan Yu Zhou 16th. Esteban Ocon starts 17th with Kimi Raikkonen 18th. And on the back row of the grid, it's Felipe Drugovich in 19th and Antonio Giovinazzi in 20th. Once again, big starts needed from both here. Hopefully they get away well. As it's lights out, Ilott flies off the line. Russell gets away well as well. And they're both past the McLaren. They're 4th and 5th. And he's going to get past Max. He's past Max. Russell down the inside of Max into the first corner. Absolutely sensational. Now Russell's looking at the possibility of maybe getting past Hamilton. It's not going to come off, I don't think. Max Verstappen's just falling backwards. But McLaughlin's flying as well as... And he's going to get past Russell here, and he has. He's past Russell into third, and Max will look to try and get back past. But Ilott's past Max, and Max is forced back wide by McLaren. Oh my God. Max has dropped all the way back to 7th. Absolutely sensational. And now we'll use a bit of ERS to ensure the attack from Max isn't there, and that these boys can get where they need to be. And Russell's going to be 3rd. Ilott's going to be 5th. He's coming up to the back of McLaughlin, but he won't get past him. Absolutely sensational start. And McLaughlin's flying. He's managed to absolutely fly past Russell, as is Ricciardo, coming up against Ilott now. What a start to this race. And Ilott fends off Ricciardo. And on those softs, McLaughlin is flying. He's on a slower tyre, but he looks so quick. Absolutely sensational from the Ferrari. His teammate on the softs as well is in 8th place. And Russell's got past McLaughlin. He's used the extra grip on those super softs to work his way past. And Ilott will try and do the same. And he's trying it around the outside. That was a risky move. And Ilott hasn't got past. And in the end, Ricciardo's going to get past. Ricciardo's leapfrog both, and so is Max. Ilott's falling backwards. And George Russell is comfortably in 3rd place as things stand. If those want to battle away, let them battle away. Ilott is dropping back. He's struggling with something. I don't know what he's struggling with, but he's just falling backwards. Whereas George Russell is driving very well indeed at the moment. 3rd place. He's not dropping too far back from the two Mercs. But I think we're going to be on the same strategy, apart from maybe they might go super soft again next, whereas we're going to be going hard next. Or medium, I'm sorry. All the mediums really have dropped to the back of the grid. And all the ones on faster tyres have come through. And now you've got your Ilott and your Russell. Ilott's in 8th. Russell's up in 3rd place, looking for yet another podium. Sergio Perez is coming through. It's not, I thought that was Max battling away. It's really not. It's Checo in 4th. Max is all the way down in 9th. Absolutely shocking from him. And as we look to come through now, I'm thinking we're going to have to pit. And if we're going to pit someone early, it will be Ilott. I can tell you that right now. We will pit Ilott now. So Ilott will go on to his medium stint. Speed that up. And he will pit now. And Max is still behind him. He's about a second behind him. He's really struggling out there. And Hamilton seemingly struggling as well, and it's a simple pit stop for Ilott. Where will he come back out? Will he come back out in last? No, he's come back out in 17th place, and he'll use his ERS now to try and compete. And this lap is when we're going to be bringing in George. So George will come in. We're going to go soft for him first. Are we negating the possibility of then a stint there? So he's done 8 laps on the super soft. Let's say he does 17 laps, for example, on that. That'd even 35. He would be able to do the super soft. Well, no, we're going to have to go medium. He will be able to do the super softs. So we will go medium. We'll stick to the strategy that we had. It makes sense to stick to the strategy that we were planning all along. And in we come. It's all about who's quicker. We're about the same. We're about the same. And as we come out, there is a car between us and Checo. And we're going to use our ERS to try and get past a few cars here. And he has only got past one, but he's up into 9th. So that's where he wants to be. Ilott is in 17th place at the moment. Just got past Ricciardo from the pit stops. The early stop has worked out better for Ilott, but he will have the ERS, will Ricciardo, and I presume he'll use it at some point to get back past Callum Ilott. And George Russell is flying up to the back of Pierre Gasly now. And he's like, get out the way, I need to be going here, I need to be gone. Get out my way, and AlphaTauri's really holding up George. Really holding him up. And the early stop hasn't worked out better for us. We aren't going to get past Hamilton and the rest this way. Max Verstappen, who's pit, and he's gone back on to super softs. So his strategy is very aggressive. He'll be looking to get up back past, but he's using his tyres very quickly, is Max. He's using his tyres horrendously quickly. But he's caught up, and he will get past George at some point because he's on super softs, but he's using his tyres far too much, I think. His strategy will be to go onto the mediums, but then surely we'll be more aggressive at the back end of the race. So the longer we can keep Max behind us now, the better. Ilott still running in 17th, and Max is through. Max is through, but now we're hoping that these other cars can slow him up a little bit, because we're struggling to get past these other cars. And Checo will start to gain on us as well if we're not careful. We look to take these tyres a little further than they're stated for. Checo really gaining because we cannot get past Yuki Tsunoda. We are really struggling to get past Yuki. This isn't how I planned this race to go at all. We're really struggling to get past Yuki Tsunoda. And there, we're through. We're through. The grip showed. The grip showed. We are through. And Ilott as well is through to 14th, but I feel like a couple of McLarens have got back past here, and Checo's looking to get past with the ERS. The help of ERS, he's going to have an attack down the inside, and he's through. But George will get back past himself. And Vettel's all of a sudden a threat, and Vettel's up into 3rd. Being stuck behind the AlphaTauris has cost George immensely. Verstappen has pit again. He's now going on to softs, but they won't go to the end. So Verstappen's going to have another pit stop that he's got to make. We may well have to pit again. I'm looking at around about where we're looking at these tyres running out, and I think I'm going to have to put them both on to conserve. I think we're going to have to both go on conserve, and that will mean these other cars will go and they will pull away. And Russell, oh, that's a lovely little overtake from George there to get back past, because we need to get to about lap 32. Well, that's not happening on these mediums. These mediums tied to, I mean, with him, do we just, I think with Ilott, which bends into the fact we're going to have to pit again. With George, we're going to try and extend the stint. With Ilott, we're going to change strategy. And with ERS, Checo is past. And Leclerc, who's now gone on to soft tyres, will probably get past Russell as well on this straight, you'd feel, using the extra grip. He hasn't yet. He will round the outside here, though, surely, and he does. And whatever plan we had, it's slowly dissipating away. It's slowly disappearing. All these other cars are much quicker than us, much grippier than us. And no matter what, I think Verstappen's strategy may well actually prove to be the better strategy. We're going to pit Ilott this lap. Pit him this lap. He can then go on to soft tyres and then maybe some super softs at the end. That's the plan we've got. So he'll come in for soft tyres now. And George, how much longer are we going to... Because he's not going to last on these tyres. So we're just going to put him back onto neutral. And we're going to have to make a call at some point for George. It's a big call. Whether that calls this lap and we just let Verstappen through, I don't know. Verstappen's losing tyres very quickly. These mediums have not lasted anywhere near as long. And wow, what a move around the outside. And I think this is the lap maybe. Yeah, we're going to bring him in to go on to mediums. To soft, sorry. Well, hang on. If we're pitting again anyway, there's 16 laps left. If we're pitting again anyway, I say we do a double super soft stint. I say we do a double super soft stint with Russell. So we'll change it up for Russell. For Ilott, we'll stick to what we've got. He'll use his ERS now. And George will look to use his ERS to just cling onto the back of Alonso. And in comes George now. And now, George will utilise, hopefully, these super softs to really get himself up near the front of this grid. He's doing a double super soft stint. He's got Leclerc in front of him now, and Alonso's just pit, and he's come back out in front of him. But they're on tyres. They will have to pit again, and we're going to have to get past these, negotiate these two drivers quickly enough for us to then push. That's what we've got to do. And Leclerc on mediums is putting up a bit of a fight. We should be past him here on the inside. But he's fighting back. Leclerc, do you want to, like, bugger off, mate? We're trying to get ourselves in a position where we're going to bottle points here, I think. I genuinely think we're going to bottle points. We're just not that quick. Like, look. On medium tyres, he's pulling away at a rate of knots. An absolute rate of knots. The Ferrari is flying away from us. And we're going to have to pit again, much like these other drivers. And we're just not that quick around here today. We're not that quick. Charles Leclerc is certainly quicker. And I'm struggling to see how we're going to get in the points. Russell comes back up now to the back of Leclerc. But it's hard, and in goes Hulkenberg. But we cannot find our way past Charles Leclerc at the moment, and it's costing us so much time. And it allows McLaughlin to come up to the back, and with fresher soft tyres, he's probably quicker at the moment as well. Because our tyres are dying, and they've died behind. And Leclerc's gone wide! Leclerc's gone wide! And it allows us through, but McLaughlin is still right there, as you'd expect him to be. He's right there behind us, and he will be let through on those fresher soft tyres. But Leclerc locked up, and it allowed us through. It cost him quite a bit of time in the end. And now we're going to bring in Ilott. He'll come in for super softs. His chance of points, I think, are gone. And Russell will go one more lap. But to be honest, I think his chance of points are slim. his chance of points are definitely slim. So he's coming round now, and Ricciardo is just gaining, and Ricciardo's going to the end, whereas we don't have that choice. We went a bit more attacking in terms of tyre strategy. And yeah, we'll do what we can, but I don't think we're going to get to really push here. And as we push now, we're going to go into overtake mode for you. Overtake mode for you. You're going on ERS mode. You're going on ERS mode. Let's fucking go. Let's see what we can do. We've got extra fuel. Let's use that extra fuel to properly have a go. There are points probably not available really. We'll push this on a little bit now as George looks to gain on to Norris. He's got to try and get past, and he's got to get past quickly. The McLaren's putting up a fight though, but George is now past, and he will now push. George now coming up to 12th. He's got 2 laps. It's looking unlikely that there's going to be points here for George because he's got 4 seconds after this. Unless someone pits, and someone has pit. Vettel's pit, but he's still come out way ahead. And unfortunately, we just haven't had the pace around this track to really compete. In terms of race pace, we've completely lacked it. We're up into 11th. We're coming up behind Hulkenberg, but it's just too little too late, I think. Yeah, he's using ours to make sure he gets ahead. In the end, there is no points finish for us. And ultimately, we just lacked pace all race. We lacked it all race. I got the strategy all wrong. Let's admit that. We probably should never have gone on to super softs. If we'd have done soft, medium, soft, we'd have cut out a whole part of the race where we didn't have to pit. And yeah, in the end, without that pit stop, which is 20 seconds, we probably would have ended up around 6th and 5th. And for Isla, it's disappointing as well. It's disappointing for all of us. Very disappointing Grand Prix. And yeah, unless someone's broke the rules, Russell misses out on points. Yep, no one's broke the rules. He misses out on the points. It means he gets closed up on by Valtteri. In terms of the championship, we're still quite comfortably in 3rd, but we do lose our way with Red Bull. So that probably isn't going to happen now. Next up, it's Brazil. Fingers crossed we have a much better weekend there. If you've enjoyed this race, even though it was a little disappointing, drop the video a like, give us a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in Brazil.